Electric cars are having a moment.
Toyota has named Koji Sato as its new president.
Seeing the Lexus president to become the new CEO.
And Akio Toyoda, I think he gets knocked for Toyota's position in the fully electric vehicle space.
Akio Toyoda, who has served as president and CEO of Toyota for many years, recently announced his intention to retire. He will be succeeded as president and CEO of the world's largest carmaker by Koji Sato, who was in charge of Lexus. The Japanese corporation announced the reorganization, announcing that Toyota would be appointed chairman of the board and Sato would take over daily administration. The alterations are scheduled to go effective on April 1st. However, just days before the new CEO takes over, he made some startling announcements. So what is the new CEO planning? And will Toyota keep up with the race for BEVs? As the rest of the world moves towards electric vehicles, Toyota continues pushing another zero-emission technology, hydrogen. The firm has made it very apparent that it regards hydrogen-powered vehicles as an integral part of the future of the automotive industry, as seen by the production of Mirai and hydrogen-powered concept cars equipped with manual transmissions or powerful V8 engines. Speaking at an endurance race in which Toyota campaigned a hydrogen racer, Toyota's incoming CEO, Koji Sato, seems to concur with this assessment. Toyota has added more electrification to its inventory, including cars such as the highly desirable plug-in hybrid RAV4 Prime and the all-electric BZ4X. Still, the company's drive toward electric vehicles, EVs, has been behind that of other automakers of a comparable scale so far. Sato plans to change that by giving greater attention to battery-powered vehicles, but he appears unwilling to leave hydrogen behind. Sato was covered by Automotive News, saying that hydrogen should continue to be considered a viable option, even though an earlier transition to electric vehicles is being pushed. When asked about planned sales statistics, Sato responded, "We don't have a very definite business goal at this moment." It appears he does not anticipate customers to keep up with Toyota's ambitious plans. Toyota's aspirations to achieve zero emissions may determine whether or not it continues to be the most successful automaker in the next decades. Manufacturers will require new cutting-edge vehicles to fill the void left by the impending prohibition on the sale of new internal combustion engine automobiles in an increasing number of jurisdictions at some point in the future. However, the fact that Toyota plans to produce zero-emissions vehicles using batteries and hydrogen may make its efforts more difficult. After all, only a handful of hydrogen refueling stations are in operation globally, and Toyota has no intention of footing the expense to increase that number. Hydrogen has been a component of interest for Toyota for quite some time, and it would appear that this focus will not change throughout Sato's stay as CEO. Yet considering that the days of the internal combustion engine, ICE, vehicles are dwindling and the drive towards electric vehicles is becoming increasingly stronger, one has to wonder if Toyota is focusing on the wrong thing. The 53-year-old incumbent CEO will take over his duties on April 1st and will be responsible for guiding Toyota through what could be its most significant transformation since the company began producing automobiles in 1937, when it was a manufacturer of textile machinery. Toyota needs to traverse this murky route to maintain its position as the world's top-selling automobile group as the combustion engine era gives way to the era of clean energy vehicles. In particular, Sato's early decision-making will be subjected to a great deal of scrutiny when it comes to battery electric vehicles. When problems with the 5-seat BZ4X SUV, the company's first mass-produced battery electric vehicle model, necessitated a recall last year, there is growing criticism of Toyota's tardy pace in rolling out a popular model. Another blow to Toyota's market share comes from the fact that in the state of California, in the United States, Tesla is already outselling Toyota in certain categories of the bellwether market. As governments in certain regions of Europe and the United States prepare to outlaw combustion engine cars, even hybrids, over the next 10 to 15 years, momentum is shifting toward battery electric vehicles, BEVs. Meanwhile, the shift toward battery electric vehicles and cutting-edge software for autonomous vehicles makes it possible for younger automakers to compete on a level playing field. According to the opinions of various industry experts, Toyota has a lot of work to do on both dimensions to keep its competitive edge. According to Shanshiro Fukao, A senior research fellow at the Itochu Research Institute, the most important thing for Toyota to focus on right now is to speed up the development of BEVs more than ever before. The car manufacturer has held the title of best-selling in the world's automotive sector for the past 3 years. It holds a high ranking in important markets such as Japan, the United States of America, and Europe, and it has performed better than its competitors despite the recent coronavirus pandemic, shortages of semiconductors, and high prices for raw materials. When your business is built around engines, it's difficult to get away from them. The successful experience that Toyota has had with hybrid vehicles, beginning with the world's first mass-produced Prius, is making the transition to battery electric vehicles tough for the company. Michael Dunn, chief executive of the electric vehicle-oriented consultancy ZozoGo in the United States, says Toyota does so many things so well, it's hard to let go. Yet the market and customer tastes are evolving rapidly that no one could have foreseen. If Toyota is not very aggressive and on top of that movement and gets caught in this trap of thinking that we're fine, then suddenly it will realize customers have moved on. At the news conference in which he announced his departure in January, current chief Toyoda stated that Toyota is aware that the industry is facing a once-in-a-century upheaval and that the change in leadership is a move to full model change itself into a mobility company. Also, Sato is quite knowledgeable about current developments. During a news conference held in February, where he described the new management's plans and members, which included a renewal in the roles of executive vice presidents, he made the following declaration: "We will accelerate the development of BEVs with a different approach than before. But the company's vision to continue providing a variety of choices to customers, which includes not just BEVs but also gasoline cars, hybrids, and even lightly developed hydrogen fuel vehicles, will absolutely not waver at all under his reign," according to the incoming chief executive officer of the company. Sato maintained his conviction that Toyota has the capacity to invest its resources in things other than BEVs while still being able to compete successfully in the modern environment. Due to structural change, he stated that vehicle development has clearly gotten more efficient during the past few years. Toyota has consistently taken a cautious stance on BEVs, arguing that they are just one of the many vehicles that will play a role in decarbonizing the industry. This contrasts with other automakers' haste to focus resources on BEVs. Toyota has been pushing for a strategy that involves many pathways to reach its goal of becoming carbon neutral. But many experts working in the automotive business are becoming increasingly impatient with what they perceive to be indecision. According to the chief executive officer of the Nakanishi Research Institute and an analyst named Takaki Nakanishi, Toyota's strategy to pursue all options is falling apart because the core option, BEV, isn't going well. The fact that Sato has had such an eventful career with Toyota is evidence of the company's ongoing commitment to manufacturing various vehicles. The then 22-year-old engineer joined the company in 1992, hoping to contribute to society by creating the future of diesel engines, which he had studied as a student at Waseda University in Japan, according to a 2017 interview with a Toyota-affiliated information website. One of Sato's early jobs at Toyota was designing the suspension of the first Prius, launched in 1997 with a splash as the world's first mass-produced hybrid vehicle. The model resulted from a Toyota project to develop the car of the 21st century, which would perform at the same level as gasoline cars while emitting half the amount of CO2. It crowned the company with an eco-friendly corporate image. In 2006, he became a team member responsible for creating Lexus vehicles. While working for the luxury business, he worked his way up the corporate ladder, and in 2016, he was promoted to the post of chief engineer. This is a job that an analyst at the Tokai Tokyo Research Institute has compared to training to be president. After being promoted to president of Lexus International in 2020, Sato oversaw introducing the RZ, the company's first battery electric vehicle model to be made accessible worldwide. Toyota was pleased and enthusiastic with this, and it's possible that this factored into Sato's hiring. Someone like him, who had shared achievements and disappointments with Toyota, came as no surprise. If Sato fails in chasing hydrogen fuel cells, some industry experts have warned that Toyota could follow the same path as previous corporate heavyweights in the mobile phone industry, which quickly fell out of the competition after the introduction of Apple's iPhones. The war has begun, and it's not a struggle of win or lose, but rather a battle of life or death. That's all from this video. What do you think about Toyota's strategy? Let's keep the discussion going in the comments section. Be sure to check out the videos being displayed on your screen. Until the next video, peace, I am out.